towards the late 70s in elementary school.
Oh yeah.
I was the one when kids was trying to rap. I was the one making the beats on the table. The lunchroom. I was the one making the beats on where the guys could start spitting.
And fast forward all this, it's a collective of our childhood, what we heard in the house. It's like how you treat your kid is how your kid's gonna react, is how your kid's gonna adapt. There was a lot of Celia Cruz in our house, La Lupe, especially Celia La Lupe in our house was huge. Pérez Prado, Pacheco, which is where I got a nickname from my father, from one of my aunt, may she rest in peace. She's the one that gave the injection with music. And she said, Pacheco, he's gonna surprise everybody, watch. Because back then it was growing up with Michael Jackson and Jackson 5. So I would watch Ed Sullivan show and I'm like, who are these kids? Little kids. But watching Mike take control, it's the little guy right there that's in control. I said, I want to be like him. And one day my aunt surprised us and buys tickets to take us to go see Michael Jackson 5 Madison Square Garden. It was like 1977. And took all three of us, her daughter, and that changed my life. How could this little kid make grown people pass out? How can we make them all cry? How can we make them all move? And I said, he's magic. And I mean, I'm talking about it now and I have chills. And that to me was like, that's the level I want to be at some point in my life where I could play music. And going home, I was sleeping on my mother's chest. So I was always here. So when I'm going like this, it's my metronome, because a metronome's this way. I'm here. But if you turn me sideways, I'm here. That's my metronome, my mother's art.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Me, basically my uncle James lived right next door to us. My grandparents lived right next door to us. My uncle had a nice, massive record collection. So from early to mid 70s, the one song, I was a little kid, the one song that I still remember from those days, War, City Country City. I was like 4 years old.
Wow.
That's like the first song I listened to it like a million times because my uncle would play the record and start dancing like a maniac. And I would know, to this day, I know the record like you know, back in my hand, whatever. That record is like part of my
whole record.
That record. Yeah, that's the one I grew up on, and it's crazy because I was thinking about it. Like that's the song that probably got me into percussion and all that. You know? I think back, it's crazy. Among other styles, I had other family members who had played all kinds of music, you know, parents, whatever. But my uncle, he was like he was going to all those clubs in the 70s, like pre Paradise Garage, pre-Loft. Like he was going to a lot of those clubs. So he bought a lot of those records. Yeah, it's cool.
So who are your other musical influences?
I remember, you go, brother.
Oh, Stevie Wonder, obviously.
God.
You know,
to do what he does.
Yeah.
Blind.
Yeah.
That's the next level.
Yeah. Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I was raised, my neighborhood I lived in, I still remember to be, it's one of the neighborhoods that was the early hip hop days, like a lot of jams. I grew up in a neighborhood like Africa Bambaataa, Jazzy J, fast forward a guy named Louis Vega from the same neighborhood. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that little guy. So big heart. Neighborhood is like rich with like DJ culture and stuff like that. So you know, all that stuff just, you know, absorbed it all over the decades, you know. It's a beautiful thing.
outside of Stevie Wonder, because Stevie Wonder was like genius. And on that same breath of saying genius, you might not want to hear it, but Josh has that genius thing about him, which I love. He could easily, working with Louis was magical. You get to work with Louis Vega, that's no joke, because you're intimidated by that name until you get past it, you're comfortable. And he makes you feel so comfortable in the studio. It's like, you know what? Yo, Dres, I'm gonna roll this track, man. Just do what you do. Versus you're working with different cats. No, I want this like this. So you want me to play it how you want it versus how I want it. And Louis makes you feel so comfortable. That's why Sakule is so powerful. We just did our thing. Dres knew when to come in, how to come in. I knew when to come in, how to come in. With zero rehearsed. The message was said that night at Cielo, because I've been hearing Tony Touch's verse. And that night, I'm literally in the bathroom at 3:35, washing my hands, and I'm hearing this track. I'm like, what the heck was that? And the floor went nuts. About 80 people left. And he goes, this is Sakule, Tony Touch featuring Third Cadron, but this is my remix. Although they don't know yet, Ritmo Y Tumbao is gonna bless the track. And I'm like, I know Cuba's here somewhere, and I'm like, yo, everybody's like, yo, Q, yo, is he really serious? So I go to the booth and I'm looking at him, he's like, yeah. I'm like, yo, you serious? Like, you don't get this. That's funny. Yo, this guy got names all over it. Yeah, that's how it was said live, and everybody's like, yo, cool, word. I'm like, nah, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like, yo, Louis, what's up? He's like, yeah, y'all gonna do this? I'm like, and they're doing it this week, and I'm like, yo, let's go. I go to the studio right now with him. I said, you serious? I said, we're gonna do this. And we get to the studio.
How many
like
takes?
Zero takes, because we got down like that. There was no takes.
You started.
We got, if anything, they had to adjust the levels.
Yeah, because you were hitting, you were smacking them bongos too hard.
Yeah, I was like, all right, let's put the mic was
tripping. You were tripping.
Like, bring the mic back.
Yeah, you were tripping. Yeah.
Bring the mic low. So they had me borderline just outside of -1. They had 0. I was between.
Across the street.
Basically. So with Josh, you have this big guy. There's like this big giant bear, and has all this love, and he'll tell you, you know what? Just give me what you got, man. Give me what you got. I can dig it. And his verbiage is so dope.
Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? It's like, can you dig it? It's like, and he's like, nah, don't trip. So he's engaging you in such a subtle way that your job becomes easy. Because when you're caught up with these names, you're gonna get stuck there, and then what you gonna do? You gonna forget what your job is? No, you gotta go in there.
It wasn't even like it was a session.
No.
It was like just friends, just having fun, recording,
Having a jam session.
cracking jokes, laughing, crying. It was all that stuff going on. So it wasn't even like
That's
it was
the
a regular
perfect
session.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he just said something key. Friends, cracking jokes, and crying. You don't hear this come on our records. And all that love, all that energy is in this album. Let alone the album depicts our childhood. But what went down in the session was no joke. There was 3 different sessions where we all broke down differently. Eventually, collectively, Josh was like, I can't mess with y'all right now. He got up, my wife. I'm like, oh man, Dres is, and I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like, oh my God. Josh comes back, and I go, Josh, I need a shot. And we gotta get busy. This energy, we have to take this energy. And that's what we would do, take that energy, and the energy would start by way of conversation, and someone's emotions got open, and from there you tapped into each other, and it was just a domino effect. Yo, roll that track. We got into these tracks like if we were going into the ground, planting seeds. And it's the love of this project is what people are gonna hear, what people are gonna feel, because it's an experience. We all had an experience. Every time we were in the studio, it was an experience. It was a magical experience, a musical experience, and an emotional experience that stemmed from somewhere positive. That's why you say Ideal Meal is is a Latin household name. That's like saying Goya or Utelo.
Yep.
And ay Dios mío, we flipped it, right? Azúcar. It's the ultimate positive way of reintroducing, I want to say reintroducing ay Dios mío because there's nothing negative about it. You just finished hitting lotto, ay Dios mío. You got a raise after landing this job for 1 month, ay Dios mío. The cat lady finally moved, or they gave her dispossessed. Your apartment no longer smells like cat urine.
Right.
Ay Dios mío, fix it for you. Ay Dios mío is all things positive. You see your long lost friend, oh no, ay Dios mío, yo, where you man? I thought we never gonna see each other again. It's all positive, and it's this vortex that now, because of what we did, ay Dios mío crossed language barriers.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if you're white, black, straight, gay, Chinese. Ay Dios mío fits in your vocabulary. You know why? Because something's gonna make you say ay Dios mío. The minute you hear it, after you're done hearing it, Cuba, your Dres, ay Dios mío. And you're pronouncing it with the Spanish undertone, but you're American. Guess
Ay,
what?
Dios mío.
That to me means everything. We executed our job. It's all the cross cultures of every sound we heard. We came in contact, one of my idols, which I never thought in a million years will be my boy, Candido Camero. I remember hearing I Love Lucy, not knowing who the bongo player was, but I could hear all the music in the front, but my ear would go to the back.
That's right.
You have all the horns in the front, I heard that, but I was hearing back there that. What is that? That's all you heard. For me, now it became. Now the drums got louder and louder in my head. 'Cause I'm like, I know what the horns are. Who's playing those drums like that? So I was running around my house with a coffee can, trying to mimic that. Years later, to my surprise, Candido went to elementary school with my uncle in Cuba. So they were best friends from childhood. My aunt used to do these parties in a Ulacia with Melbourne. Greatest parties where all the Cubans would converge and get together and get dressed up. Then she crossed over and started doing these elaborate parties. And the first place she chose was the Waldorf Astoria. And they sized her up, feet to head. Like, you want to do a party here? She says, yes. I said, we'll give you the small room. She said, no, I need the biggest room. I said, could you afford it? She said, yeah, I could afford it. Okay, no problem. My aunt showed up with a suitcase full of money. Like, that's the room I want. The day of the party, she had hired Pacheco, Fajardo, Machito, and Candido, and Orquesta Broadway. And when all those people seen all these cars pulling up in front of the Waldorf Astoria and all these Cubans, the women con su Pamela and the men in Guayaberas, all this jewelry, it was like, yo, who are these people? After I said, Mrs. Lamont, are you doing any more events? She's like, sure. That big room became her room. And I had no idea. It's like she was always with Celia. All right, cool. I didn't know Celia was Celia Cruz. It was always together.
Did you ever meet Celia?
Yeah. And I didn't know it was her. I was a little kid.
Right.
About 7, 8 years old. They were always together. And my aunt's doing, and my aunt used to come from Jersey. They used to live in Teaneck, New Jersey. Come over and count the money and organize all the tickets in the order that they were going to disperse the tickets out. Because they had a few people selling tickets. So they'll come to our house. And my mother, hey, Rina, help us out. So everybody lining up tickets. All right, this amount of tickets for this person, this person, this person. And they were out there doing, they had a street team. So I see that. So I'm like, there's a way also, an educational tool that I also implement how we promote. Respect to the promoters. We don't need promoters. We promote our own. You know why? We're gonna give it twice as hard as if we paid a promoter. He's getting paid, so he's gonna do X amount. How much he pay me? They pay me $300. You're gonna get $300 worth. Us, there's no cap on it. We're gonna go hard. When we promote an event, I can get up to go to the bathroom. I'm going on 5, 6, 7 different sites.
I see that.
And I go back to sleep. You'll see 3 o'clock. You see me 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, all of a sudden 8 o'clock.
Look at the man on top, Louis.
We don't stop.
Louis always promoting you going back.
Yeah. And you can't be afraid to promote yourself, because if you're afraid to promote yourself, you have doubt in yourself. And when Ritmo came on the scene, it was the little itty bitty party. I would laugh at that. It will be the party that maybe won't last long. I'll take that. You don't know what we're working with. Now,
one person told me, the writing's on the wall, right?
and all I do is laugh, because I love to laugh.
Whatever.
I love to be laughed at, because I've always said as a kid, I'm gonna be the one laughing the hardest and the last one laughing. And today is living proof. I tell everybody, live your testimony, be your testimony. Don't give up. Giving up is easy, because nobody wants to work hard. This was a blueprint I had from childhood. Because meeting Mongo Santa Maria was another impact, a musical impact. I met Mongo the summer of 1975 on Riverside. And they were rehearsing, and it was a bembe my mother was invited to. So this basement had 3 different sections. So in one section, you had master bata drummer and percussionist Julito Collazo from Cuba. Who's in that same room? Patato Valdez. And I'm only 8.5, 9 years old. Steve Berrios Jr. taught me how to play cowbell at 8. All the masters in this one room. And all the kids are playing in the lobby area. So we're hearing bam, 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 bam. And my brother was like, yo, that's the record? I was like, no, that sounds real. It was like live. And the doors propped open that much. And I was like, yo, come on. And we leaned, and the door opened up a little bit, and right there, bam, bam, Mongo looks and goes, and I'm like, yo, it's real. It's real. And they had an intermission. He's like, nah. And he opened the door and says, come in. All the big cats were in this room. And my brother and me, they're like looking at each other. That's the record that Mama was plays in the house. Mama Mo. And I said, you know what? I need to elevate my skill to that level. Still not knowing the power and the potential of these men. They were all masters in their own right. And what I loved about it is when they saw each other. The Eagles, Ulacia, I'm like, those guys. And what I see today, like, and that's the magic of Ritmo. Ain't no Eagles. We do our thing. Sometimes they hire him. I'm like, yo, you go do it, go bang it out. You have groups that if they hire one, not the other, it's a tug and pull. Now there's a sense of, now you're gonna look at your partner sideways. Nah, yo, my man, go get it. Yo, Dres, go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
We have the group, but we're also individuals as well. Like,
you shouldn't feel tied down. Like, like if I move this way, he gonna feel like this. If he moves that way,
that's
when you can put your ego in your wallet and do that and leave it there, you're good. There's nothing could rattle your cage, nothing can intimidate you, nothing can make you feel insecure, because we're the dudes that started. That's us. We were part of that table in elementary school. The foundation was already there. We had to just figure it out.
Dres, que volá, rompe el cuero que ya está pago. Habla.
I mean, Josh has created something like I had asked him, I said, what's your vision with Honeycomb? And he answered it like
He knows.
Motown.
Very Gordy. Very Gordy Motown.
Barry Gordy Milan. And the beautiful thing is the way all the members get along, all the artists, everybody's just down. Hey, what's going on? Nobody's, you know, everybody's just loved, like, oh, my brothers, my sisters. To hear other artists that have been doing it longer than we have, asked to collaborate is huge.
It's pretty cool.
To hear other artists talk about, you know what, I want you guys to do the music for my next coming project. That's huge because we were those dudes that was just playing music. And no one really knew that in-depth backdrop of how we came up and the abilities that we have for instrumentation. So the album really is a game changer. Not a lot of cats are doing live albums. We know the cats that are doing it, they've been doing it forever. But we come from this era of like Latin jazz and infusing it. That's why the album is for everybody. I don't care who you are. You could wake up 6 in the morning, do your coffee. You might want to hear Audio Me. If your kid's a little out of whack, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give you some up rock right now.
Yeah.
It's for everybody. You can get your kid to bop his head or her head to up rock because you know what? It's urban. It's the streets. It's the sounds of hip hop, or rather, rap before it was hip hop. It was up rock, and everybody knows what up rock is. It's an invisible, non-combative
Funk, like breaks.
Not funk and jazz. Up
What
rock.
was the first song you recorded?
Ever?
No,
on
with
this album?
the album.
Project. That was
Sky's the Limit.
No.
It wasn't Sky's the Limit?
that was the second one. Entry Odada.
Oh man, Entry Odada was.
Is that you singing on the tune?
Yeah. I wasn't gonna do it. and I was trying to downplay the whole thing. Every time we were talking about different concepts, I would say it back in my mind's eye, and I would hear it. You know, Dres gonna ask you to do something a little special, leading spiritually, and I'm like, and I'm in my head saying, no, God, just make that thought just erase from his mind. Let the thought just erase from his mind. And in fact, it happened in Louis' studio. I was hoping that the thought won't come into play. And Louis has a way of,
Forgot about that.
he does this thing with his hand, but it's dope. That's the only thing I love about with Louis. He's like, you know what, just, yo, Cuba, you and Dres, and he's quick with it, but you have to pay attention to him, because he's actually talking to him. And he goes, you know what? And then Dres goes, well, it would be kind of dope if Cuba does a chant. I'm looking at him like, oh, what? Nah. And Louis goes, yo, Cuba, that'll be dope, man. Do it with you. I'm like, yo, man, I don't go in that area, man. And he's like, yo, it'll work, man. I'm like, I got some. I said, but I don't want nobody to know it's me too much later on. I said, roll the track. So when he's like, soda, yeah. He was like, yo, that's it. And you don't realize it because when I'm back here, my voice got thick, and everyone was like, who's the one saying Saudi? I said, I don't know. So Saudi, yep, that'll be me.
But on the track on your album,
Entry Odada had to be.
we know that's you.
How'd you know it was me?
I could tell.
Azúcar,
I'm
yeah.
listening to it. I'm like, hold on a minute.
It took you a minute though, right?
No, but as soon as I heard the voice,
Really?
I was like, that is Cuba.
It had to be done for many reasons. And you're looking at me like you're gonna explain one of those reasons. Okay, in Yoruba, I'm around that. Entry Odada is that the trickster who stands in the corners, opens the doors for abundance of all good things, as well as it could close the door for abundance of a lot of good things not to come in. He could become treacherous and change his appearance as well as change his look. It's like this fierce, little cute kid that could become this fierce, devilish little kid. Like you don't tug and pull. If you say you're gonna do something, own up to it, or you can pay for it. So I said, let me pay homage because it's important. For me, it's important. And I said, let's do this, man. Because I know how long I wanted to do something special. I know how long we wanted to do something. And I said, this is the one. This is the one that's going to change our careers. This is the one that's going to really officially put us on the map. And we have to implement something in there. And he tugged on it, and I was like, try out like a kid when his father's in the room and he's giving you that look, and I'm like looking the other way, and I'm like, I'm corny. Where am I gonna go now? Yo, cool, man. Yo, and I said, and I'm there like, I heard it. Like, roll the track. He kept saying, I hear it. I'm like, you know what? Roll the track. Let's do it. This is ours. Let's do it. The world's gonna know who we are. Let's do this. And I was just zoned out. Let's get this. So, and everything was at the top of my head. Let's go. And then when the storm comes in and serenades it, that right there, Storm Marrero, thank you so much. That right there was something special, something magic that I never thought that would gel that way. And the whole synergy of everybody that got down this project. Christy, a lady, her voice is angelic. I started crying when I heard the playback for the first time. I'm like, wait a minute. Because around me, I make her nervous. And I said, I want to hear you sing. Like, so, and I'm like, I can't push the envelope. I really know. I'm like, yo, trust me, God.
Well, you remember when Josh played he was talking about the track, and you guys, he was trying to figure out, she was kind of singing it on the side by herself. And then you and Josh kind of like did
I'm like,
one of those and heard or you, Josh and Vilma.
So it was not planned for Christy
No.
to sing.
It was not planned for Christy.
That voice,
No.
you couldn't let that go.
And then Josh,
That wasn't gonna happen again.
So he heard it, he was like, let's go.
We were talking and she,
yeah, she knew the words.
and I didn't dare. Yeah, because I'm at, look, I'm already on court. Before this, I'm already, this had kicked in, I'm getting another one. And, but to hear, I'm like, where's that coming from? And I said, and she had her back to, and I said, I'm sorry, you have to sing. No, I said, you have to sing. I don't care. You guys want me out of the studio. I'll be outside, but you have to sing. And Josh, you know Scrabble official? She said, when we heard it for the first time,
Which was the following visit, I believe.
yeah, it was the following visit.
Yeah. So Josh sent her everything, how he wanted it done, blah blah blah, and then we went back some time later. We recorded. So that was something.
That was, I never saw that coming.
Actually, one take.
The whole album has been one take,
Yeah.
for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
One
She
take.
knocked out her vocals, like came in and that was it.
It's like if she knew that she was gonna sing on this album without knowing, and she knew her position, when to come in, she just knew everything. She had it mapped out in her head, and that to me was brilliant. And then followed by that voice that goes from here to way up here. And smooth, the transition is smooth, and on the second verse, when she comes to the second part, it just, I'm like, wow, the range just kept going. And I said, this is really special. The world is going to be taken aback, and we've been told, like, you know, that when Simon and Garfunkel hear this, you guys are gonna get a phone call because this is a difficult song, and you guys really added this other beauty to it. I said, well, thank Kristen, man. Her voice is, I mean, it's like shining a glass and you walking into it. You don't even see it's there.
It might bring Simon back together with Garfunkel.
Exactly.
Might
I hope.
reunite.
It would be nice.
It'll be nice to, because
nice.
that to me was so inspirational, because people said, like a few people I told, have you heard Scarborough? Like, yeah. I told this one guy, I was like, you'll hear it. And he goes, you guys did this? I said, what do you think, you guys? I mean, he didn't want to insult me. I'm like, yeah. I said, nah, here it is. So what happened now? He's like, yo, this is, so yeah, that's us. We completely changed the whole thing around. The Ritmo version is beautiful.
One person who really loves it is Richard Wilson, the artist. He like loves it.
He heard it.
Yeah, he heard
The
that
night
Roots.
that,
Roots.
it was a cold night, freezing.
In the Bronx.
No, it was in Roots.
First at Roots before the Bronx. It was at Roots. Yeah.
And no one, the night was light, and I said, big mistake. You miss a light night when Louis is there, and Louis just like, boom.
Yeah.
He played, he came in with Sky's the Limit. I'm like, oh. He says, yo, the album, Cuba, the album is so dope. You guys nailed it. And I'm like, yo, thank you, man, appreciate it. Then boom, drops Intro Dago. And then just goes right into Scarborough Fair. And I'm like, I'm not leaving the group. Nah, then he played Lower East Side, which he's in love with. He played 5 tracks from the album, and I'm like, you basically gave him a listening session.
Yeah.
And that's the first time I met Richard Wilson. And I said, "You're the artist, Richard?" He said, "Yeah, what? Who was it?" Oh my God, that's Scarborough Affair. The whole night, all he talked about was Scarborough Affair. And I'm like, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. We're really getting started. We're ready, actually. We want to kind of like gridlock things musically. Ideal Meal hasn't come out yet, as of yet. We're ready to go in the studio.
I'm anxious. I want to start working on
New
the next.
music?
Yeah,
The next project.
yeah. Whenever I'm always
We have great ideas.
ready and willing.
I'm sure you're ready for the next one.
The next one is going to be
I'm ready to record the next 10 albums right now.
and this momentum. One thing you can't do is get comfortable. Now's not the time for us to get comfortable because now the whole world's like, all right, we've been hearing what you guys are really about. When they hear the entire album, it's no joke. And now we're ready to go back in and bang this out. And he's been working on his own music. I have my own ideas for the next album. Is gonna be crazy because we're gonna collaborate now with a few producers that are dope. Antonio Ocasio, our brother, man, that hands down. You know, there's something I got in mind with Frankie Estevez. You know, I'm keep it tight. There's a whole ton of work I've done with Mickey like 5-6 years ago, and it's when that comes out.
It's not released yet.
No, that's something that we've just worked on, and in the next project, there's definitely. I think our signature's becoming that we're gonna pay homage to somebody. In the next album, there's gonna be paying homage to you ready? Ella Fitzgerald.
I love it.
It's gonna be really serious.
I also want to pay tribute to Fela Kuti on the next one.
So we're gonna do things that haven't been done on this scale with those names. Like no one in house music is thinking Ella Fitzgerald.
You gotta do a tisket, a tasket. Weekly style.
Oh wow! And it's funny we're thinking about
Ella Fitzgerald song.
Which one?
A tisket, I'm not singing. A tisket, a tasket.
almost hooked up.
One second. The camera's on. Singing.
It's the one.
I'll send it to you.
I'm
I
gonna
have a lot
send
of.
you.
I grew up.
Yeah?
My father
Oh.
is a jazz.
That's where you get it from.
Okay, that's what it is.
Okay.
My father.
Always wondering.
Yeah,
He
because
has a huge jazz vinyl collection.
nice. Wow, that's awesome. They had given me a gift. Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald. That album is smoking. So we're picking at the artists that we grew up with, our parents grew up with, and because of them, we know who they are. Because this generation, they're in trouble. Musically, they're in trouble. And it's on us to like school them by way of our craft. Because if you talk to this young Ella Fitzgerald, who's that? That's corny. So you need to take a listen. A lot of these kids don't know what vinyl looks like, let alone a 45, let alone
a CD.
a CD.
When I mention CD to my students, they're like, what is that CD?
So you imagine the round 45 thing,
Yep, the plastic.
you show them that
silver
plastic.
thing that's round.
What's that for? So this is the time
It's
that
a coaster.
the coaster,
Yeah,
exactly.
pretty
Put your
much.
drink on it. Put your soda on it.
It's funny.
This is the time where we have to capitalize on our purpose. And our purpose, God's purpose with us is music, and the world needs so much music right now. The world's in turmoil. If it isn't because of musicians, I tell people, you want to really escalate it to the next level, imagine going to church with no organ, no music, no choir, nothing. What are you going to hear?
Yeah. That's another key. Live musicians.
Oh, God.
I love having live musicians.
Live musicianship is
Yes, I love electronic stuff. I love the merger of both, marriage of both. Yes, I can't beat it. You know?
live. live is more like when you have the conga between your legs and you're over it, all your energy, your aura, your essence is on there. And it transcends through the ground first, and then it gets. And that's what I love the drums, because you're playing them with your hand and you're really intimate. You're playing with both your hands and you're intimate into it, and then that feeling it takes over. And you're like, you're hearing something on a whole other level that most don't hear it that way. But when you do this, you're somewhere else, and that electricity transcends. And I don't care how packed that room is. Everybody gets hit with that energy. It's like, yo, what's going on? When we do ritmo, that electricity, that's mad. That's our energy. And we combining all you guys. Oh my God, what's going on? That whole touching
And that's now 8 years?
8 years, January 10th.
Okay.
God willing.
That's beautiful.
We've come a long way. 8, turn it sideways, infinity. That's why I wear an infinity ring over my wedding band.
So where's the anniversary party gonna be?
No location yet. No date, no location. Everything is still.
I'm hoping that everything does fall in place and we could do the last Friday in January. I'm hoping. And we're looking at New Blue. I've been back and forth with the owner at New Blue Studio, 151 Avenue C. I don't know if you've been there. It's beautiful. It's when you walk down the stairs, they have a bar on the right. Then you have the open dance floor, and right behind the dance floor is the booth. And you have these sections that go to the back. You can sit there and everything. They look like bleachers. Then they have a bar in the back. It's really, really nice. That's when Antonio Ocasio had his record release party.
So you have room for your percussion in the
yes.
front.
It would have to be maybe on the stage.
In the stage, because I think the owner's a jazz head. It's set up for like live jazz.
Yeah.
And he walks around with this pad. He's controlling the sound from the pad. So that's pretty impressive. But the future of Ritmo Y Tumbao is great. It really does. We're fortunately blessed to be surrounded by great people.
That's number one. Yes.
You have to surround yourself with great people. And I say this openly. Not people that want to take, but people that are going to enhance.
Yeah.
And you could contribute, because I've been around takers.
It's a dirty business.
Been around takers, and when you find the right individuals, it's like wearing a warm coat. Has no holes in it. You have a coat with holes on it, and you can't keep taping it up to get rid of that coat. It's not serving the purpose anymore.
That's right.
And unfortunately it happens, because then you have people that want to just ride the coat. I'm not Superman. We're not superheroes. We're DJs, musicians. You know, and we want to keep feeding the world music. We want our music to canvas the world. We want people to feel uplifted. I want to see a little kid. I want to see that 3-year-old. Because when I see my little niece, 5 years old, Dio, she was trying to learn Scarborough Fair and Fragile. Yeah.
Are you gonna do any remixes of the songs?
There's a word out there, the word of the street.
There's a rumor about
Lower East Side.
About a Lower East Side. We won't say who, whatever, but there's a rumor.
We could guess, maybe.
I don't want to guess.
I don't want to guess.
But I tell you what.
But we know who loves that song. And usually someone who loves it wants to
That's it.
do their own thing
And
with it.
we're going to keep it a secret for now, because when this remix comes out, we're not ready for it. So imagine the masses won't be ready for it. And it's going to be special, because this individual really loves not only the album, but Lower East Side.
Lower East Side is the track with Crystal starting out singing it, right?
No,
Storm.
Oh, that's Storm. Okay.
Chris only sang on that one song. Chris only sang one song.
Okay.
And the
I
way,
gotta edit that my singing out.
no, keep singing, it's all right. We're going to turn the interview on you in a minute.
Right.
The way it just climbs and escalates.
Right.
Scarborough Fair does it.
Yeah.
Sky's the Limit does it.
Yes.
Edgewood Data does it. Fragile does it. Ideal Meal does it. They all start here, and they
They have
just
a build.
Take you somewhere.
Yeah.
Take you on a journey.
yeah. And it's our souls are just open right now to so much music. Like any sound I hear in the street, that's the way I've always functioned as a kid anyway. I remember back in the day when cars had carburetors. For us, the best was when your carburetor backfired. That sound to me was so I would always hear backfiring carburetors. I know it was a burden on the owner, but for me as a musician, my ears as a little kid.
It was music.
From the time I was a kid, I was always amazed with the drummers, the park drummers.
Oh man, those
You
guys.
hear them in the parks.
Those guys.
That stayed with me over the decades. Like never leaves, never left me. Just
It's sad that you don't hear it anymore. My mom, whenever mommy, Mom Boraki was like, what are you talking about? The drums over there. I know those guys. No, I know those. All I wanted was one of those guys to be like, I was like, you see, I told you I know. Hey, you don't know them. I'm like, yeah, he went like this here. Like, come on, let's go. Like,
that's better. The street who better that sound. That was like old school New York.
that's why most of our joints, if we'll put Barrio Remix, is because of that. It was dominant in Barrio, Spanish Harlem, the Bronx, Lower East Side, and you don't hear it anymore.
You come to our party, you hear it.
The sounds of the Barrio, you're gonna definitely hear that in our party, and it's magic. I've seen so many people bring percussion to their party. I'm like, I'm cool. What we do is very special and very unique because we're the DJs that play this. And then where we come from, it's rooted. Those seeds were planted in us decades ago. Our mothers were pregnant with us. Those seeds were already there. Our mothers were dancing to these
I was
songs.
one of those pregnant women dancing at Soul Summit.
You see, Guarachando and that.
I love it.
Those babies are gonna grow up with some form or another musically inclined. Be it I'm a great dancer, I could sing, I could play instruments, whatever it is. Started with our parents hearing music, and the music was close to us, close quarters. There was no such thing as oh, I could blow out your ears. Nope. No, le va a hacer algo a la barriga. Nope. You were feeding that baby music. I lost a few drums. I don't want to talk about them drums. I lost one of the illest drum I lost was a Quinto from Skin on Skin. It took 6 months to make this drum. I paid $400 for that drum, Jay from Skin on Skin. But I own about, I think 4 or 5 drums. I have this old drums, like 70 years old. I'm gonna restore that drum. That drum is a requinto. It's beautiful. I think it came from Cuba.
How about you?
I own 5 drums and like tons of percussion. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Whenever I'm in the streets, I
buying
look
stuff.
if I see something like.
Do you go drum shopping? Like, do you go to
I want to start next year.
instrument stores, or do you?
I'm fascinated by
I'll
instruments.
pop in and see
Yeah.
what's new, to see what's out there. There's always something I want,
Do you have your eye on anything? You said you have your eye on something.
Always,
With a
always.
snare drum.
I'm always on the hunt for actually looking to buy aside from percussion, looking to buy a guitar. I want to start teaching myself to play electric guitar and bass.
The Gibson guitar.
So,
I'm
I
a
wanna
fan
learn.
of Gibson guitars.
Yeah, I'm going to teach myself to play.
George Benson. George
sound.
Benson's like,
Yeah,
what he does with guitar.
that's one of my idols.
Mine too.
Yeah.
George Benson guitars is like, I remember, what was that song? Bam, 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 ba-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. I was a kid. That's from like the 70s.
Oh, Reason?
No,
Oh, on Broadway.
On Broadway.
Yeah.
The hip hop kids used to. Yeah, that's a great song. I want to get a keyboard. Hopefully, the Montage 6 that keyboards like, and I want to get into keys. A little bit. Yamaha. Yeah.
So you guys are gonna take over. You're gonna expand.
We want to expand. We want to take over.
with other instruments.
And the xylophone. The vibe. I grew up on vibe, listening to Reyes, and I seen the new vibe that he uses now. It's really thin, it's like this. It's called Mallet Cat Pro. About 2,000, you might be lucky to get it for 1,800. It does all the sound. It is amazing. Instruments to me is just, I'm fascinated by the sound that the violin makes. That track that, you see how Josh comes to play again? Just Like Love.
Oh, Chico Kambara.
Yes, yes.
So female, right?
Yes.
On violin, she made that violin cry.
She did. That's
That
the
violin's
perfect
cry.
description.
She made the violin cry. I'm like,
Yeah.
She did.
And the perfect compliment to his voice and his
His vo-
lyrics.
Yes.
that to me is like, that song
Perfection.
will never be able to, they will never do that song again.
Yeah.
Two of the right people chose the right song, right instrumentation. Again, these are those magic moments. What's happening with us now is a magical moment.